Hello, welcome back to my channel. Well, I think you already know what I have in my laps. If not, I'm gonna tell you. Well, first I'd like to thank our sponsor, Knoxx Energy Drinks. It's the drink of all gunners. And just to show my love for them. Oh. It's a good day. Yeah. Okay. Well, down to business. You see in my lap, I have a Remington 870. Well, this is more of a tactical setup than it is anything. I'll tell you roughly what I have on it. First thing you're going to notice is the heat shield. I believe this was a ATN or something along that line. I think it cost me like 20 some odd bucks. You know, by all means, good heat shield for the money. Next thing you're going to notice, red dot. It's a Bushnell TRS 25. It's a nice little red dot, honestly. I think that cost me 70 bucks. I have the box right here. Hold on, I'll tell you. Yep. 70 bucks. Okay. Next thing you're going to notice, because I don't have a scope mount on this, I've actually got it mounted on an aftermarket scope mount. So that's one thing you're going to notice. I think that was another 20 bucks. The best parts of this shotgun, collapsible stock. This is actually a Knoxx stock. It's actually the recoil absorbing stock. I can hip fire slugs out of this thing and not even feel nothing. It's also got the Powerpack on it, and what you're going to notice, it holds five extra rounds right here. Nice for the money. I think the stock ran me 130 with the forearm. I don't even have the Knoxx forearm on it. Unfortunately, it won't work with the heat shield. So, but the Powerpack, not only does it hold 5 rounds, you come on the opposite side. This is where it really gets interesting. You can either stuff a couple batteries in it, or in my case, what I ended up doing, sticking a couple of earplugs. So, see? It also does come with a set of earplugs. I don't use these, so, yeah, it's kind of pointless for me. But, by all means, I do thank them for that. I mean, it's a nice little gift. So, next thing you're going to notice is the sling. It's another Blackhawk item. This will actually hold 15 12 gauge shells. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to take you step by step on how to disassemble this down to the firing mechanism. It's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but it's going to be worth it. The other thing that you're going to notice is on each end, I have these little keychains. Well, they are keychains, but they're not. These, unfortunately, the Knoxx sling won't fit on the Knoxx stock. Go figure. So I went down to one of my local fishing stores, and they had some heavy-duty keychains. These were actually designed to go on lures for like saltwater, for like deep sea fishing and shit like that. So I figured, you know what? If they can handle a 300-pound fish, they can handle a 10-pound rifle. Well, anyways, let's get right down to it. With me, I always take off the sling, both points. Makes life a little bit easier, especially when trying to work around it. I'm going to set this aside for right now. Next thing, as you always know, you want to double check, make sure it is. She is safetied. Okay, now let's get into the disassembly. This is actually one of the factory pieces. This is actually one of the only factory things on here. And what we're going to do is, on one side there's actually a screw. We're going to remove that screw. Next thing I'm going to do, rack it back. Take off that extension. Let some of the spring tension out, as you can see. And I'm going to remove the barrel. Simple, right? Okay. I'm going to set the barrel someplace safe, because we're not going to be using it at the moment. Next thing, I'm going to move the slide forward, remove the bolt and the plate. That comes off. We're going to set this someplace safe too. Now this is where it's going to be becoming a little bit tricky. Don't mind me, I'm just taking out the follower. Unfortunately, with the stock and whatnot, the way it's set up, in order to get the firing mechanism off, I do have to remove the stock. So, with a Knoxx stock, in order to remove it, you come up to the handle, you move up, or you lift it up, you can remove it. So next thing you have to do is take their Allen key. Stick it in. Now this is the hardest part about this rifle. Rifle, shotgun, whichever you want you call it. Everybody has their own little name for it. Me, I call it a fun. Yeah, I call it a fun toy. Makes a big boom. And if you put some nice loads in there, you can create a lot of smoke. This shotgun I have ran black powder through. It's not suggested, but the way I look at it, it's black powder is less pressure than smokeless. So, what does that mean? Well, it simply means you could fire it in a modern day rifle. If you have black powder loads, black powder has less pressure than smokeless. So you can technically run it in an 870. I do actually have some 12 gauge blanks too. Now that we have this off. Now in order to get out the firing mechanism, I do actually have to remove it, or remove the sight attachment. And that's accomplished. Simply like so. That's one screw. Next screw. Fire mechanism comes out. So, you can take off your sight. If you wanted to, you could remove the two bolts that are in it. You know, one of these I always have no choice. I always actually have to take the opposing screw and pull it off. But you can see the weapon is fully dropped now. So Now, the question is, what to do? Well, you have a couple options. Don't mind me. I mean, if it's dirty, you can clean it. Or in my case, what I ended up doing was, before the video, I already did a good cleaning on it. Just forgot this spot. And what I do is, I put all the parts into an ultrasonic. And the reason why I did that is, well, I wanted to get rid of all the factory oil off it. You don't have to, but by all means, I do. Only for a reason why I wanted to switch it over to a full synthetic. So, that's the only reason why I did. But in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the assembly of this rifle, show it functioning, and yeah, I might even put some ammo on it, or in it, or combo. But now, the one thing about the new barrels, if you notice, this barrel does not have a choke on it. And that's because I don't like having rifles that are... If I get a shotgun, I'm not going to put my trust in a little piece like this. Yeah, I'm not. Only for the reason why a little piece like that is not going to really control your choke. So, my philosophy is, let the barrel do the work. I'm not really going to be running a lot of slugs through it. Maybe these. For my home defense, double up buck. Or if I could find them some dragon's breaths. Yeah. But anyways, let me kill the camera and I'll get on the assembly. So we'll see you guys back here in a few.